Hey guys, Justin Michael back with another deck review here, and this is going to be the Paulina Tarot. It's by a woman named Paulina Cassidy, and she's originally Canadian. I believe Ontario, Canada is where she's from. And so she's an illustrator, and she lives down in Chattanooga, Tennessee now. But she spent some time in New Orleans around 2007, and basically that's where this deck came from. She created it while she was down there. She took about a year and a half to create this deck, and it's basically, you'll see a lot of Southern Victorian era type costumes. And it's kind of a fairy deck. It's not quite a fairy deck, but it's actually reminds me a lot of like a Lisa Hunt type deck. Just different, but in the same sense, the similar type of artist as Lisa Hunt, who I really like. So I'm going to walk you through it. I'm not going to do too much talk. I'm just going to flip through. The box is great. It's it's a U.S. Games flip top box. So I feel like out of all the companies that do the this little basic flip top box, I feel like these boxes last forever. These U.S. Games boxes, they take a beating and they hold up pretty well. So it's the same size as like the RWS. And so it comes with the, kind of quintessential, forgive me if the angle's a little weird, I'm experimenting here with a different kind of camera angle, but obligatory type book, a little white booklet, nothing special, just kind of, a little information about her, and a basic guide to the cards. So you have a full here, and like I said, it's very, Lisa Hunt kind of fantasy type deck, like fairy tale, that kind of vibe, and the colors are brilliant, and there's a lot of detail. They're a bit busy, probably not for everyone. I can hear some of you now saying, oh, they're really busy, but here's the Magician. Probably not a great beginner's deck either. So I'm just going to walk through them. There's the Empress. Card quality is really good. The card backs are, it's like two white doves or quails. I believe they're doves though. And they're pretty thick, it's like standard U.S. Games. Which, as far as cardstock is concerned, I feel like U.S. Games is one of the better companies. I feel like they're just like my old faithful, Cool wheel there. Here's our Lady Justice. She's a fairy in this. So like I said, this isn't exactly a fairy deck, but it's kind of in that realm, It's very like fantasy type creatures. I'd like to get a look at some more of her images. She has a gallery called the Restless Moon Gallery. You can look at some images online. I don't know if she has any other tarot decks. I don't see much about this deck, really. I mean, we live in an era now where there's so many tarot decks. It's like, it's impossible to know them all, but there's some really hidden gems. I feel like this was one of them. It's got really good reviews on Amazon, and it's under 20 bucks. I think it's like $17 for this. And it's got very good reviews, and she's got like her own following, I guess. But they're very clear, and they're very detailed. So that's the one thing I can say about this deck. Sometimes these, some of these older U.S. Games decks, I don't know how old this deck is. Let me see. 2008. Yeah, so I've seen some of these decks from that era be really dark and kind of not clear. So we're into the Minor Arcana. You can see a lot of RWS influences here. You get like an Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe from this. That's great. Great Queen of Wands. Love the big cat. That's really cool. It's a beautiful deck. It's amazing, you know, she took a year and a half to create this. And so much work goes into these decks. I really, I'm not an artist. I can't imagine being able to create something like this and having to stay with it and focus. I wish I could. I would totally create decks if I could. That's a really powerful image. Okay, that's it. The Paulina Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. I really think it's a beautiful deck. Card quality's okay, nothing special. But I just really like it. I mean, it's something different and fun, bright colors. Probably not for everyone, like I said, but and certainly not a great deck maybe for beginners, but for some of the more experienced readers, it probably would be a fun deck to work with. So I'm certainly going to work with it. But anyway, I hope you guys are all staying sane in this craziness, and you'll probably see another video from me soon because I'm bored out of my mind and going through a lot of my decks and just trying to stay sane myself. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.